We've got them at last. Violet poisoned you. She put rat poison in your coffee by mistake.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh,
How long do I have?
no. She only thinks she poisoned you.
My vision is blurry.
You only had one sip.
My knees are weak.
Oh, man up.
Oh.
Now, I have got her admitting to Dora Lee and the new girl. Oh, I've got it right here. Just hang on a sec.
Wait a minute. I just got a fantastic idea. I'll hide, and you tell the girls you found me unconscious and I was rushed to the hospital in critical condition.
Oh, that's good.
We'll put the fear of God in them. Are you with me?
To hell and back.
That's my girl.
I'm his girl.
Act 1, Scene 12, Take 2.
Okay, I'm rolling.
Dang it, now I don't know what to do with the scene.
Rolling.
Just get an interview with Bobby real quick. I'll be right back.
So working with Brandon's been a joy.
Now, we have only. I've got her admitting to.
Slap wasn't very good. Let's do it again. Oh, my knees are weak.
No, you won't. Oh, man up. Now, we've only. Sorry, do it again.
No, that was acting. I believe there's a handprint on my face. Not here or here so much, but right.
Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Richard Skipper Celebrates. Who or what are you celebrating today? There's so many things to celebrate if we take the time to do so. And I would like to say I am grateful for all of my friends out there, both virtually and those in the studio right now, those watching. We're going to be celebrating 5 incredible artists today. 5 artists who are making a difference when it comes to their work. Now, nobody knows who I'm going to be bringing on first, but I do. I want to read a passage from a book that I just got. And it says, this book is dedicated to all those who didn't think they can or should. I say to you, get out there and do it. I lived my life and I want you to live yours. No regrets, no do-overs. Do it now. And that, of course, is from the latest book, Divine Living Life in Cha-Cha Hills by Donnie. And here is Donnie now. Hello, Donnie. You're muted. You're muted.
I can't be muted.
No, you can't be muted, and You're not muted. So how are you, Donnie?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to see you.
Thank
So
you.
I always begin these shows by asking, who or what are you celebrating today?
Oh my God. I wake up at 4 a.m. So to me, getting up, I had a dear friend who died last year, and he said to me, when you put your feet on the floor and you stand up, you should celebrate that no matter what. And I definitely do. I think I'm just happy to be part of this world we live in right at the moment. I know it's kind of troubled for some people, but at the same time, you know what? We've gone through a lot. We can continue to do it, and we've got so much to celebrate. We really
Now,
do.
I want to explain to everyone that clip that we started is my dear friend Bobby Cotola, who's also on the show today, and she is doing a production. I'm going to say an amazing production, even though I haven't seen it, of 9 to 5, because as you can see from that clip, she is an amazing actress. So, Donnie, your book arrived just yesterday, or day before yesterday, and I'm just getting into it. But it's a very interesting way of telling the story of Divine. Why a book about Divine? And what is it about Divine that resonates with you?
Well, I think the thing is that I love about Glenn Milstead / Divine is that they had an unconventional life. And I think if you want to celebrate life, that's one that we can celebrate, because they definitely did not go straight forward. They went everywhere. I wrote a play years ago about Divine, which we're bringing to Off-Broadway next year. And when I do a play, I normally research the people to death. And one of the reasons why I'm writing the book is because I found so much that people don't know about Divine. And I thought, and there's been no bio about Divine ever. And I thought, that's also kind of odd. I know John Waters has done his...
excuse me for interrupting, but you say at the very beginning of the book that, speaking in the voice of Divine, that Divine did try to get a book deal to get
Yes.
the book out there, and the book was turned down.
Yes.
Although a paper doll book came out. See, Donnie, I read. So
yeah, they did try, but the publisher said that they didn't think the Divine had enough story to tell at that point.
So what is the biggest thing that has surprised you delving into the life of Divine, and how long did it take you to do this?
Well, it took writing the book probably about 7 or 8 years.
Wow. Wow.
And the reason why is because I had to really delve in and try to find as many people to talk to me about Divine. We did the reading of my play in LA, and I met more people. I'm going, oh my God, I got to rewrite this book now because they have stories to tell me. The one thing I was surprised at is that there's a story that Divine was doing an off-Broadway show 49 years ago called Women Behind Bars.
I remember it. I saw it.
Okay, with Divine?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes.
God, you're very young.
I'm older than you think I
I see. Anyway, so one night, this man sat down and watched the show. Next week, there were a whole group of people that came, and the week after that, he kept selling and selling. It was Elton John. Elton John asked him to do one night at the Madison Square Gardens where Elton John was playing in 1976, right? So Divine actually got on stage, tripped and fell almost, and broke a heel and said, and I'm going to say this, fucking threw the shoes off like I do, because I'm barefoot all the time, and he sang with Elton John. That night, Elton John said, I was told in my heart I could do something nobody else thought I could do, and that is go in full drag. He always did the glasses. He always did the, but after that, he started doing outrageous costumes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of Divine.
Wow.
And then in 2011, a book came out, and Elton John was asked to write a biography. An essay about the most famous person that he misses. He wrote it about Divine.
Well, if you were to write an essay about the most famous person that you miss, that's not Divine, who would that be?
It's actually a person here. His name is Walter Cole or Darcel.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, he was the oldest female impersonator in the world.
Wow.
And I wrote a musical and 5 books about him. He was truly like my dad. I had a horrible father, and Walter took me kind of and said, let's do this together. And he started a bar here in Portland on Skid Row, and it is still today running. So 58 years has been the longest bar. And I got on the National Register as the only Oregon LGBTQ business, and it was the 12th in the nation. So I was really proud to get on the National Register before he passed.
Well, Donnie, you've devoted a lot of your career to celebrating the world of drag on stages, both in New York and in Portland and other places as well, I'm sure. What is it about the world of drag that appeals to you?
Interesting. When you put on something that is not you, that's drag.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say we celebrate drag, there's a difference between female impersonation and drag. Right? So I really honor female impersonation. However, drag has become more mainstream, and people have forgotten basic about female impersonation. So when I look at that, I think, what is behind the mask? What's important behind that? What is somebody masking to put on drag? Why do they have to do that? I'm always challenged by somebody. I want to know what's behind the mask. I really do.
Well, that's why I do what I do. And I'm talking about the mask, whether it's, well, we're all in drag all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Clothes, we are in drag. We are all making a message by whatever it is that we're wearing. We're going to bring our next guest on in just a moment. But before we do, I wanted to focus today on commitment and why we commit ourselves to the work that we put out in the world. And the question I want to ask you is, when did you realize that your art isn't just something that you do, but something that you are?
I think I was asked to do a play in high school, and I fell in love with it. And then I got married with children, the whole bit. And one day I was sitting in a theater and I went, I miss that. But I was in a relationship, and I promised myself I would not be on stage ever until the relationship fit. So for 5 years, I sat home. I started writing a play, and the play, what I finally produced, it became a hit. And this is what I'm supposed to do. even though I was working a trucking firm and the whole bit. No joke.
I can imagine you working in a trucking firm.
Oh yeah.
With all due respect to you.
I was wearing three-piece suits the whole bit, but I'm saying I knew then that was what I was supposed to do.
No wonder you don't wear shoes. Well, we're going to bring on our next guest, or actually you're going to help bring on the next guest and putting you in the Monty Hall seat. So pick a number 1 through 3, door number 1, door number 2, door number 3, and we'll bring on our next guest. I hope they're all ready.
Door number 2.
Door number 2. And I'm going to show a little clip because she also has a show coming up, and we'll talk about this on the other side. Here she is.
And while the rhythm swings, oh, what lovely things I'll be saying. 'Cause what is dancing but making love set to music playing? When the band begins to leave the stand and folks start to roam, as we waltz home cheek to cheek we'll be. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, come on, come on. And go the distance and find us romance. I like your persistence, your style, and your stance. There's only one problem, the tiniest problem. I like to lead when I dance. Your eyes do the speaking, they talk with each glance. My willpower's creaking, I might take a chance. And though you're the charmer who could bend my armor, I like to lead when I dance.
That's Christy Trapp, everyone, and she will be performing the Tender Trap on the 11th, which is on the eve of Frank Sinatra's birthday. So, Christy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be here. Hi, Donnie. So
Hi,
nice.
how are you? That was entertaining. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Christy, I want to begin by you can talk about what we've already built upon, or you
Okay.
can take us in a completely different direction. So, who or what are you celebrating today?
Oh, well, I am celebrating my family today, music, and love of our art as well.
So, and thank you. And why a show like with Donnie and Divine? Why Frank Sinatra?
Well, so I wanted to do a show with songs from the Great American Songbook. And I always felt connected to Frank Sinatra in the way that he delivers his lyric. And I could feel his honesty and vulnerability in his connection to what he was saying. So I was always drawn to that. And so, I'm working with Alex and Jeff, and we kind of talked about it all. And
Rebecca Jeff Harner.
Yes, Alex. Yes. And so just thought, well, why don't we start looking at the songs that he sang and see if it resonates, if the songs, and of course he sang everything. So I found songs that resonated with me as well. So.
Is there a particular period of his life that resonates with you the most?
I think it's his whole life. And I think what is really interesting about him is he was a very human. He was, he had a very colorful life and that spanned, his whole life, decades. But what I find so interesting is that, so I was always connected to his songs, but I didn't know a lot about his life. So when I started researching, I was like, wow, this is different than the man that stands on the stage and speaks from his heart. And in some interview, he did say the most honest I am is when I'm standing on stage. So, you know, it was like he could open up there, and as soon as he got off stage, he was, you know, back to all of, you know, life and how life hits you hard. So
Well, it's very interesting. I mean, going back to Divine for a moment, Divine, you know, the persona of Divine took over for Glenn. And when, very interestingly enough, that he had, you know, his death happened just as he was to embark on an acting career outside of drag. So when you think about Frank Sinatra, do you think that Frank Sinatra's music defines him, or do you think that he defines his music?
Let's see. I think that I really think that he defines his music because it's his truth. It's his honesty that he is communicating through those lyrics. And that's what we all love. I think that is the real Frank Sinatra that stands on the stage. You know, that channel for, you know, whatever he's for his truth.
But, you know, it's interesting when you look at his later career, because of all of the life experiences that happened to him, he truly became a saloon singer.
Yeah.
I think that to me was when everything changed. Did you ever see him perform live?
I didn't. I did not.
I had tickets to see him at Radio City Music Hall with him and Shirley MacLaine. And he got pneumonia, died, and, you know, and that was, you know, that was his last performance. You know, I never get to see him. Well, I want to bring our next guest on, but before we do, I want to ask you, speaking about commitment again, has there ever been a moment in your career where you nearly walked away from it all? And what pulled you back?
Well, so I never walked away, but so I have raised a family. And so I have 3 children. And when I became a mother, it was very hard for me to perform and continue. But I had to, you know, it wasn't a choice. And so I always kind of kept my foot in the door. And that's when I started doing cabaret, because I could have my family and do my shows and kind of make it my own. I wasn't gone every single night of the week. So the commitment is really just this urgency to still create. And however, I was committed to figuring out how to do that come hell or high water.
Well, before we went live, we were talking with Bobby, and you don't live in New York City.
Right.
I won't tell where you live unless you want to tell where you live.
I live in Annapolis, Maryland.
Annapolis, Maryland. But do you have opportunities there, or do you find that you need to come to New York to be able to live your art? And that is a true commitment.
It is, yes. You know, you know, my friends in the DC Cabaret Network, and I'm very involved in that. We do have places to perform, but I feel I've been going back and forth to New York for a number of years, so I feel connected to that community as well, and I'm grateful for that. So yes, there are opportunities here, and New York is just a train ride away for me. So
that's good. Well, Chrissy, you're going to bring on our next guest. So
okay.
Door number 1 or door number 2?
Oh, let's do door number 1.
And we've already seen her somewhat, and here she is, Bobby Catola. How are you, Bobby?
I'm swell. Thanks very much. It's been great to hear all your stories already, Donnie and Christy.
You can build upon what we've already talked about, or you can take us in another direction. It's your spot right now.
I think as creators, we are connected, I think, to how we can go forward and push the culture forward and open hearts and change minds. And I'm so grateful that even if we're in an incredibly chaotic time in the entire world, that we have the opportunity to love and forgive through our art. And the show 9 to 5 that I'm doing right now, of course, Dolly Parton, who's an incredible lyricist and songwriter, the final song that we all sing, all 18 of us on stage, the lyrics, I feel like, is a prayer every time I say it. When the crying's all done, when the trying, shit, what's the lines? When the I'm not on stage. When the crying's all done, when the lying's all done, when the trying's all done, there'll be nothing but sun, and we'll shine like the sun. It's a prayer that hopefully that will spread through the cell structures of everybody, those 500 people in the audience, every performance, to change and to love and to open arms. That's all. The only power we have is to be our best selves.
Absolutely. Is there a moment each night that you just absolutely cannot wait to get out there and do?
Yeah.
Do you want to share it with
There's
us?
a number. The gift of playing Roz Keith in the musical 9 to 5 is that she's got this number where she opens up her heart, and the audience gets to hear why she's such an office snitch with a tight lips and always yelling at people. It's because she's totally in love with the egotistical, maniacal, misogynistic boss, and she would just love to be loved. So there's a place in there where Dolly gave us, and I was listening. Dolly she was writing this song. She said, I think people watching me write the song because I act out the song probably thought I was going crazy, because there's a moment in this song where she just there's 3 big belt notes that I let out and hold for a while, and the audience goes nuts. Those are moments where I feel like I'm bringing joy to people, and they didn't expect it. And I love those kind of surprises. I'll tell a little secret. As we were preparing for the show months ago, I reached out to the costume designer and said, would you mind if we talked about my costume? Great. I know she's a tight ass. Oh, sorry, tight wad. But then there's the moment that she has when she talks my heart to heart is the song. Can you make sure that my costume is not too tight so that I can move a little more freely? And would you be open to maybe I could reveal a little bit of chest? Maybe my brassiere has a little bit of maybe a heart on it in homage to her love of her life, Mr. Heart. Well, you'll have to see it to believe it, but she took it to a whole different level. And
Good for you.
Choreography, and it's quite a delight to collaborate with wonderful artists who say yes, and it's quite a surprise, especially for the guy who plays Mr. Hart, who interrupts me in my moment of euphoria with a little reveal, and it's quite a joy to be able to watch his face every night, because I'll do something a little bit different, and he has to come on stage, improv with me, and then exit quickly.
Wow, amazing.
So that kind of joy is like heaven to me. I feel like I experience heaven every performance.
It was Hello Dolly that brought you and I together.
Yeah.
But do you still have to audition for these roles, or do they now go, Bobby, we've got the perfect role for you?
Yep.
Because when I look at that video clip, I can't imagine anyone else doing that role.
Well, it's so funny because there were auditions here. Everybody, especially people of our certain age, Christy and Donnie, there's a time we all love the other performers that are our age, and we all encourage each other. When we go for the same roles, we say, whatever version you give your best self. And so that you walk out of there saying, I did what I could. And I remember this character for playing Roz Keith was bugging me. I could not let her go. Every time I was working on the audition, I'd start to think of more things, and what is the music telling me, and why do you not take a breath in what the music says take a breath, but the lyrics keep going? It's like what Christy was saying with Frank Sinatra. He also was an amazing singer, teller of stories. Anyway, the audition was something that I came in with props and almost memorized, and I've never had this happen before, but the people who were auditioning me applauded it. So I went, oh shit, okay. There was another.
I can imagine that doesn't happen more often with you.
Yeah. Well, we all have our good days and our bad days, and my other job is as a fundraiser for one of the local theaters, because it's a nonprofit around here, and it's hard to do a full-time job and prep for auditions. But this character kept bugging me. I could not practice her before the audition. So I was very, very blessed to have my heart, like Donnie was saying about the heart opens up, the heart knows what you need to do. I think creator comes through us and says, nope, you need to do this.
Yeah.
I think that's what keeps our commitment strong, is that because we're led by the heart, there's no other way we want to live.
Well,
So
that's a perfect lead into my next question for you before we bring in our next guest. How do you, what is a misconception that people often have about your art form or your artistic process?
that women aren't funny.
Do you believe that?
No. I know I'm funny. God
No,
dumped
but I'm
the
saying,
funny
do
in
you
my soul.
believe? No, what I meant was, do you
Right.
believe that people believe that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there's men that don't believe, especially if you're fairly attractive. They go, you can't be funny. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Sit back.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
but so
Well,
that's
while-
part of it. And also someone who is funny, they can't be serious. I mean, Donnie, you saying it. There was a wonderful director, Victor Pappas, who was auditioning for Mrs. Warren's Profession. And the company called me in to audition for this. Like, Jesus criminy, that's a big role. And I came in and brought my best self, and I got the role. So people were a bit freaked that I got to do this incredibly classic piece, but I brought a different juice to it. I think that than the folks that are normally brought in for that.
Well, we're going to bring on our next guest in a moment, but I want to share that there's a great documentary out there called Still Working 9 to 5. Have you seen it, Bobby?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically what the lives of these women in the workforce have been since the movie came out. And there's a very interesting story that when Lily Tomlin first read the script, she didn't think it was funny. And she turned them down. And then they were going to bring in Gilda Radner.
Oh.
And when she found out about that, that changed everything.
Wow.
Jane Wagner, her wife, said, "You're a fool." And so she did it. So we're going to bring on our next guest. Bobby, you're actually going to bring on the next guest. Door number 1 or door number 2?
2, please.
Okay, and she's here. She had a little trouble getting to us, but I want to share that on the 11th, I am going to be appearing in this massive, incredible telethon for St. Jude's. And it's hosted by Goldie DeVere, who is the hostess with the mostest. And I just want to give you a little sample of who you will see if you come to the show. And then we'll meet Goldie on the other side. Here she is. I can't wait, and boy, am I in good company. Hello, Goldie.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear us? Do you have anything plugged into your computer?
I can't hear anything that's going on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you, and I don't know how to fix it.
Well, I'm going to have to take you off then, but you can hear me.
Oh,
I've tried everything that I
Yeah.
know. I've pushed
I
every
feel like this
button,
is family
and
squared.
I'm not hearing you. At least I'm
Well,
seeing you, but I'm
I
not
don't
hearing
know.
anything.
I don't know what's going on. I'll call you after the show, but she can't hear me. I love you, Goldie. Aw, thank you. Well, I'll bring on Prince Fleet Easton.
Hey!
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I certainly can. Now, do you and Donnie know each other?
I don't
No.
know.
Well, you're both, from time to time in Palm Springs. You should know each other.
Yeah.
I've never seen this man before in my life.
Neither have I.
No,
but okay, we will.
well, speaking of the holidays, I want to mention here that you have a show coming up, Festival of Light, and that's
Yes.
certainly who you are. But you've got a lot of projects coming up.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We were talking earlier before the show. It's amazing that my career keeps going forward and just keeps climbing, even though I'm younger than you guys are. That was a joke. People outside doesn't know what that means, but that's okay. They don't have to. Yeah. No, yeah, I have so many projects coming. I have 4 movies coming up within the next year or so, which I'm very excited. One of them is The Rise of Jet Parker. It's a trilogy, and I'm excited. I'll be filming in Germany and in Dubai, and I'm excited because I play myself. I don't have to it's going to be mostly improv for me. And in Dubai, I'm going to have a 200-foot long yacht, and in Germany, I'm going to have a castle. So then I have to come back to Palm Springs.
You're going to be in Palm Springs February 11th, aren't you?
I'm going to, of course. I'll be right there in the front row again.
I'm celebrating my 65th birthday in Palm Springs at the Revolution Stage Company.
Yes.
So everyone come to Palm Springs and celebrate with us. It's going to be a celebration. So Prince, there's so many things to celebrate right now. You just mentioned a few of them. What keeps you moving forward in this business?
God, just because I love what I do. I've been doing this since I was 5 years old. I made my debut with an orchestra at the age of 5. And I came in with this. I don't know, I'm very spiritual, and I live a very spiritual life. And I must have reincarnated from somebody that had this ability, and it was just there. At the age of 5, I was dancing and singing all around the house, and an orchestra leader kind of heard me when I was somewhere at an event or something. And that's when I was offered to sing my first time with an orchestra. And I've been very fortunate. I've been doing this all my life. And I've never lost that thrill or that excitement. It never goes away. And we were talking about earlier about wanting to go on, and when you've got that special that you just have to get out there and do. That's how I feel every time I go out on stage. I mean, it's like I can't wait to get out. I feel like I'm when I'm in the dressing room, I feel like a car up on blocks with the engine running, and it's like, oh, come on, I gotta go. Let's go. I gotta get out there. I gotta get this energy moving.
So last night I was watching Little Miss Broadway with Shirley Temple. She was 10 years old when she did the film. And when people used to compliment Carol Channing, who you and I both know,
yes.
She used to say, what's exciting about this? Some people peak in their 40s. Some peak like Shirley Temple when she was 10. I mean, when you think about her career, her, of course, she fell into it as well, but she decided to stay in the business very much into her young adult life. What was the light bulb moment for you when you said, this is truly where I belong?
At 5 years old, when I opened my mouth, I knew what I was going to do. I knew what I was going to do my whole life. I knew it then. This is all I ever dreamed about and all I ever thought about. And I think I've told this story before that we had a potato masher, a wooden potato masher, and we never used it, but it was in the kitchen with all the utensils. So I took it and wrapped it in aluminum foil, and was my microphone around the house. And I mean, it was like, and all I could think about, one day I'm going to have my own microphone. One day I'm going to have my own. Well, now I think I have like 10 microphones, and even one that's all covered in Swarovski crystals. You know, you got to be Vegas, baby.
Right.
So,
hold on a second. I'm going to try to bring Goldie on again.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, we're getting an echo. We're getting an echo. Yes. No, we're going to get an echo. She's trying to listen through her other device. So, but anyway, continue with that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I had that potato masher, and I just couldn't wait till I had my own microphone one day, and it's all I ever dreamed about. And it was funny is that all my friends in school, even though I was doing stuff, I wasn't doing stuff continually, but I wanted to be in the big time. And one of my friends one day said, come over and said, "What? Get in the car." I said, "Well, where are we going?" They said, "Don't worry about it. Get in the car." So she took me to an Equity Theater, and Goodyear Musical Theater, and I auditioned, and I got a part, and that cemented it permanently. And like I said, I always knew what I was going to do. It was just always there.
Has there ever been a time when the applause stopped? And if so, how did you get through that?
Well, the applause never stopped, but you do have, spaces in between. Things aren't coming constantly. And, and if it goes too long, into weeks or something, I inside, I start having this feeling, it's like, it's, I need to be out there. I got to do this, and you got to be very careful because, depression can set in, and you start having doubts and thoughts, that you shouldn't have. And I'm human like everybody else, even though I'm working all the time and I love what I do. I have that also that, okay, when's the next one coming? I need the drug, I need that drug. It's a drug.
I interviewed Carol Lawrence, and she said being in this business was the greatest elixir in the world.
Oh.
The more you get, the more you want. The question, though, is whether or not the public wants to get it.
Yeah.
And obviously, you've had the two come together. I'm going to try once more with Goldie. Let's see if this works.
Okay.
Goldie, does this work?
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I
You
hear
hear us?
you. Well, for some reason, I just had to do this on my phone. It's the only thing that's working. Technology makes our lives so much easier, doesn't it?
Amen.
Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry. I was looking forward to this so much. Thank you for at least getting me in again. Thank you.
So, Goldie, you've been listening to the program, obviously. Is there anything you want to say about what you've been listening to, or do you want to talk about something else?
The reality is I've been watching the program, but that was the problem. I couldn't hear a thing. So I heard nothing. I just saw you all looking lovely and animated and beautiful. So
we were all talking about you.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, it's all wonderful. It's all good because you've got this incredible show coming up. The hostess, it truly is going to be a telethon. And Sonny and Christy and Bobby and Fleet can all watch from the comforts of their own home.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're live streaming. If you go to the Lori Beachman calendar for December 11th, you'll see there's a link there for the live stream. I would love you all to join in. It's going to be a hoot and a half. Richard is starring in it with us, along with another 30 of Cabaret's brightest and best talents. And we have several of the what I call the new kids on the block. Everyone is totally so talented, just subtly different levels of experience and I guess notoriety. But we have Richard, we have Karen Mason, we have Craig Rubano, Lenny Watts. Richard, help me out here.
Well, they all saw the video, so they all know.
Okay. Oh, yes, I saw you ran the sizzle reel. Thank you. Thank you.
So they all saw that. But Goldie, you could very easily, and I know this because you and I sometimes wear the same shoes. But,
With sparkles, lots of sparkles.
yes, but you could very easily get up there and do an evening with Goldie DeVere and call it a day. But what you do is you give so many other artists a chance to be seen and heard. Where does that come from for you?
Well, all of us as performers, we all have to have some kind of an ego in order to do this. But for me, as corny as it sounds, just as important is being able to, I don't know, showcase, give a leg up, just give more exposure. It really is in New York a close-knit cabaret community. And I think it's lovely when we get a chance to cross-pollinate our audiences with each other. And that's part of the fun of it for me, is to gather a group of people. We do the sneak peek series through the year, and each month it's a different theme. Sometimes it's directors. We did directors getting up and strutting their stuff, turning the tables, let them take the stage. We've done writers doing original music. This is all focused around St. Jude, which is very near and dear to my heart. What they do for children, not just the treatment and the research, but what they do for the families to allow them to spend their time with their children. They don't charge them a penny for treatment, housing, transportation, food. It's truly amazing. And I felt that, especially for something like this St. Jude benefit, the more the merrier. It just creates such a wonderful holiday, upbeat atmosphere in the room. And the show, it is a telethon, so make sure you have plenty of supplies and noshas with you and drinks. And yes, you can take quick little bathroom breaks. We'll be doing pledge breaks. We're leaning heavily into that Jerry Lewis MDA telethon theme. Hence, when you saw our logo, it's reminiscent of the logo that Jerry used. We're doing a red carpet up front starting at 6:30, which will be a hoot. We have somebody, this wonderful woman, Tracy. This is terrible. This is my brain. It'll come to me if I don't think about it. This is a woman who does a drag character.
But she's wonderful.
Tracy Carmichael. Tracy Carmichael. With a big red wig. She's hysterical. She's going to be my Joan Rivers on the red carpet. I have Justin Dillon Nastro will be my Ed McMahon through the show. And it just, for something like this, especially because it's holiday time and it's for the children of St. Jude, the more upbeat, the more the merrier. Let's make it a party and let's just have some fun. And everyone, what really touched my heart was that everyone, when I asked them, said yes immediately. And that everyone is so willing to give so much of their time and talent towards this. That says it all about the people in our community. And I don't know what else to say, but that's what drives me to include other people. It's not just all about me. It's about, let's share this. Let's share this experience. Let's share in the joy and share in the giving. Think of how good it makes you feel when you know you're genuinely giving something to someone and making them smile and just touching their heart for whatever that time is, an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours for a telethon. We shall see. But that I just took just went to New Jersey and back to tell you my answer.
Well, I wanna go around and we'll go into a little round robin type of thing here, all about commitment, and then you're all going to get a chance to have your final word for today. So, Donnie, I want to get back to you for a moment. What is the one risk that you took artistically that changed you? Whether it succeeded or failed, it doesn't matter. It changed you.
When I took my show to Off-Broadway a year and a half ago, I didn't expect it to be a hit. And I knew it was going to be a failure, but I said, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm from the farm, and nobody expects a farm boy to go to Off-Broadway and have a hit show. I want to be honest with you, that changed my life. I'm very, very grateful for it. Very grateful.
That's wonderful. Christy, who is someone that believed in your art before you did fully? And what impact did they have on your journey?
Wow. Let's see. I mean, I guess I have to go back so I've been singing since I was a little girl. And I think my mom, and I don't know if it was that she knew what was happening, or I mean, I think our parents always believe in us, but she would sit at the piano and she played the piano and I would just sing. And it's kind of just what we did. And then, I just started auditioning and doing things, and she was always there and taking me to everything and just that support. So it started very young. So
Oh, that's wonderful.
yeah.
Bobby, how has your art changed as you have changed over time? And do you see your evolution in your work?
Thanks for that question. Yes. Yes. I think my art has changed me, or I've found myself to take my time and trust myself, and also keep honing my craft, find those operative words, listen more intently. And I think that it reflects a little bit of who I am now in my late 60s. So the art that I've found, especially as I grow with shows, is that listening to the audience, and I call them the actor who never shows up for the rehearsal. It's the audience, because they give you, there's a different pace. There's a different texture to the show because of how they breathe and how they respond. It's like being with a improv actor on stage.
Wow. That's very well said. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Fleet, artists often call small moments that affirm our paths. Can you share one moment when you knew for certain, yes, this is exactly what I'm meant to be doing?
When I got my first standing ovation. Is that a good answer?
That's a good answer. The great news is that you're still getting those standing ovations.
Oh,
years ago, but you're still getting those standing ovations.
yeah. Well, I'm very grateful. I just want to say one thing real quick to Goldie and stuff. I've done 2 major benefits for St. Jude's, and it's a wonderful organization. And I'm blessed to have been a part of that during my career. And I commend you. That's wonderful.
Wow.
Thank you. And I'm so happy to hear that. Anybody who does anything for St. Jude, I love you. And you know it.
Yeah. Goldie, how do you distinguish between authentic artistic growth and chasing validation or approval?
Wow. You don't ask easy questions, do you? I think, I learned long ago to stop being a people pleaser and to trust the fact that I know in my heart I'm intrinsically a good person. And I try, and I know what I bring to the table as an artist as well. And it took me a while to, in growth and maturity, to learn that and trust that. So I think that authentic growth, I judge that by a combination of the response I get from the audience when I'm doing a show, but also what I know I'm feeling inside as I'm doing the show. And I've learned to trust my instincts and not, it's not about chasing the next big show or chasing whatever that is. It's about the work. It's about the art. It's what do I feel the need to say and try to share with the audience? What is my reason for getting up on that stage in the first place? And that's what it comes down to. It's, the trappings of moving forward in the career. That's all well and good. That's sort of the business part of it. But the growth, the artistic growth, is something that you have to trust in your soul. And there are a handful of people that I also trust very much for feedback. So it's a combination of all those things.
That's great. So I've got one final question that I'm going to ask each of you. And I'm always interested in the 5-year-old self, because to me, the 5-year-old self is the purest self. That's before life begins to tell us who we are, who we should be, who we shouldn't be. That moment just before we start school, and it's peer pressure, and it's teachers, and it's adults saying, you shouldn't do that, or you should do that. If you could all go back and speak to your 5-year-old self, what piece of advice would you give the 5-year-old self to stay committed and to stay on the course? And Donnie, I'll start with you.
Well, I started school at 4, so I'm going to say that.
Okay.
To love yourself. I wish I would have given myself the appreciation of who I was, but to love myself for who I am.
That's perfect. Christy?
So when I was actually 5 years old, I had a moment that I can remember very distinctly. We were auditioning for Alice in Wonderland, and all the little girls were not singing out. And so the one girl who got Alice sang out, and that was the reason she was the loudest. And I heard a very distinct voice say, Christy, you are never to hold your voice back. And that was at 5 years old. And like, I just remember it to this day. And then after that, I was like, okay, I won't do that again. Thank you very much. Sit down.
That's good. Bobby?
Oh my God. What was the question? Because that one just blew me out of the water.
No, if you could go back to your 5-year-old self, what piece of advice would you give?
Keep going, Kitty. Keep going.
Going.
You're keep the joy going. That's what you're here for. That's why you're here. Spread the joy.
Amen. Amen. Fleet?
I would just say, don't let anyone define you. It's along our way, it's like me along the way. Everybody's telling you who you should be, what you should be, how you should do it, and which can cause insecurities within you. Thank God, as we mature and get older, and we understand that, we just trust ourselves, and we know, like for myself, I just say, thank you for sharing.
That's great. Goldie?
Okay, I won't tell you the whole long story about how this happened, but when I was 6, I wound up taking myself to an audition for an amateur show and got accepted. And when I told my mother that I was going to be on this show that night, she didn't believe me until I finally threw a tantrum, and I was not a tantrum kid. And she took me and realized that, yes, I was. So what I would say to myself is hold on to that nerve, that sense of adventure, because as I did get older, I started to, the insecurity started to creep in, and thank goodness that confidence and that nerve did come back. But I would tell my 6-year-old self, just hang on to that. Always know who you are and what you want, and always be willing to take the chance and go after it.
Amen. Well, I have an announcement to make, everyone. I am going back to the Laurie Beachman Theater on February 27th. I will say this, Goldie has been in the audience of every single one of these shows. But go ahead.
May I say, Richard, that yes, I saw you even when you tried this out at Salmagundi Club, when the show only ran 40 minutes, and I said to you, you need more time, there is a show here. And every time I've seen it, not only does it get even better, when I don't think it can, but it is different every single time, because you do what no one else can do. Your spontaneity, your connection with the audience, your off the cuff, everything, it's just so much fun and a joy. So I've seen everyone, and they're all different, and I think this is the best framework of a show you have ever given yourself, and allows you to be Richard and do what Richard does better than anyone.
Well, the check is in the mail. I want to tell everyone that
Richard, can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm grateful that Laura Beachman's still there, and I'm so grateful for Tom and for
Yes,
Michael.
yes.
I'm really grateful. So having them there still really makes my heart
And
warm.
they are incredible. But I want to let everyone know, because it's Black Friday, that if you buy your tickets before midnight on Sunday, we're giving a 40% discount.
Wow.
When the tickets are only $30. So reserve this weekend to everyone out there who's watching. Goldie, tell your friends this weekend, midnight, and you'll get a big discount. I always end my shows by giving everyone else a chance to have your final word. It could be about anything that we spoke about today that you want to build upon, anything that we didn't talk about that you wish we had, or just a final message that you want to leave everyone with. When I give my final word, I will turn it over to one of you. And when you finish, you pick the next person, and so on and so on. And I'm going to end once again with Goldie's sizzle reel so that everybody can see who's going to be there that night. And you'll know that the show's ending and you don't have to worry about how do I get out of here. So I want to say the same thing that I say at the end of all my shows. Go out and do something nice for somebody else without expecting anything in return. Right now, it's not only my show that's offering a Black Friday discount. There are a lot of Black Friday discounts out there. If you're not able to go see a show, buy 2 tickets for a friend. Treat a friend, because I believe, rather than material things, that we need to be there to support each other in this business. It's a crazy business right now. Funding has been cut off. There's a lot of crazy things going on in the world right now. I want to mention, I don't know if you all know this, but our government has decided to not acknowledge World AIDS Day on Monday. Are you all aware of that?
No.
So on Monday at 2:00, I'm doing a special podcast, and we're going to be celebrating or remembering World AIDS Day. And all of the people that you see here were at the forefront, and they were in the trenches taking care. These are all doctors and nurses that will be on my show on Monday. And I may be having a special celebrity guest, but I'm not going to say who until it happens on Monday. But she also was very out there in the AIDS crisis. I have a dear friend, Sean Moniger, and he always says, we're all in the same storm, but we're in different size boats. And I always say, I don't care what size boat you're on, as long as you have a skipper by your side. Now, what I want you all to do, you all have this little device here.
Yes.
I want you to go to the 7th name that pops up in your emails today. The 7th. And I want you to reach out with a phone call. Not an email, not a text message, but a phone call. And let that person know that you're grateful for them being in your life. We all need to do that. I was at a funeral earlier this week. It happened suddenly. None of us are promised tomorrow. So take the moment to acknowledge your friends. I love you all. Thank you for being here. I'm going to leave the screen. And Christy, it's all yours. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Richard. And it was so nice to be with all of you today. Wow, what a wonderful gift.
I'm not hearing you again.
So I'll leave with this. So if there's something in your heart that's like calling to you, I really think we have to listen. We have to listen to that nudge in our hearts and try something new. It's never too late. Why not try? And we only have one life to live. So happy holidays. And it was so nice to be with you all. Take care. And then, do I pick somebody? Okay, Bobby, go ahead.
Words of wisdom. Read a book. No, I love what Richard said about calling people that. Well, we can hear you. I'm sorry. I don't know sign language, but call a friend. Tell them thank you. And I'm thanking you, Prince, Goldie, Donnie,
Thank you.
for the joy you've already brought me today. And don't know, carry snacks in your car. So when you see somebody that makes money, throw them a snack. Anyway, I have sending you love. That's it. Prince, take it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, you know, I'm so honored to be here today to meet all these people that I don't know, I've never seen before. And it's funny because last time I was on, Gina Zollman, we became the best of friends. We did Richard's show last time. So the thing is, as they're all saying, you know, go out, be a light unto the world, shine your light bright. Don't let anyone ever dim your light. Know who you are, and always give more than expected.
Amen.
That's how I live my life. And over to you, Donnie.
Oh my God, I was the first and I'm the last. Huh? Okay. I just want to say one thing. Go out on a limb. That's where the fruit is. Always remember that. Do not be shy to go out on that limb. Don't hold on to the tree, because the tree is always going to be there, but the limb may not. God bless you all. Thank you all for being part of today. Richard, this is amazing. Thank you. Now,